Joined by Winter High School head football coach Dan Aaker. We are looking at game number 6 tonight in the season, and that it will be against the Parkston Trojans. Coach, what do you know about the Trojans?
They're a good football team. They started out 0-2, and sometimes in probably media more than other people go drop down polls or what have you. But turning state champs, started 0-2, two good teams, T and Tri Valley, and really kind of had some turnover issues. I think those two games, and they've won out since then. Obviously, they were extremely dominant team last year. They lost some good talent, but they got some good ones back. What probably sticks out, and especially for a matchup with us, is their size up front. And Wes Canan, in particular, he was an All-State last year and a Division I recruit, 6'4", 280. So the balance guys like that size, we're going to see the biggest line and most talented line we've seen. So it's a great challenge and opportunity for our guys up front. Rans started quarterback last year. He's really, I think, matured as a quarterback. They've thrown a lot more lately, and has kind of a knack of buying times and getting the ball, letting his receivers get open and then making some plays. And they've kind of switched around the backfield throughout the season, but they've really been going with the two Beats brothers in the backfield the last few games. And if you know wrestling, you'll know that name. They're good wrestlers, good balance, quick, and just kind of really tough, scrappy guys. So there are a lot of things that they bring to the table, and I think the experience of going through it and winning one last year obviously helps that team. So yeah, there's no question that this is the best football team we've seen. Your hands down, not even a question on that, and that really brings some excitement to us because things have kind of gone fairly easy for us, and have an opportunity to see a quality team come in here and find out probably where we're at as much as playing them. And there's been pretty good build up for our guys, and they're excited to play Parkston, that's for sure.
Obviously, football is a team sport, but every once in a while you come across those matchups that really intrigue. It's going to be fun to watch Crockett and Gannant when they're head up on each other, two of the better linemen in 11B and the state probably.
Yeah, and I would agree with you on that. And just unless they change something, that they're probably going to be across each other almost all night, just the way their defensive strengths against what our offense does, and the way we play our defense against their offense. So, yeah, that kind of adds to the flair of the team matchup to see some of those individuals. And yeah, they're both good players. So obviously, that'll be something, a little side note. You can probably watch most of the game as well.
Coach, injuries, where are we at with Jonas and overall at this point in the season? Knock on wood, everything going okay for the Warriors?
Well, Jonas will kick field goals or extra points field goals for sure. We'll still kind of see what we're going to do with him on kickoffs. He started kicking again this week, but his back is just a little sore. But I think he'll kick. Ty Bolton hurt his knee Wednesday night in practice, and that's a tough one. Not 100% sure what the whole details on that is. Hopefully it's not a major, but I have concerns about that. And then Ty's been coming along really good. So that's the first kind of major one we've seen this year, and hopefully that's the last. But other than that, yes, we're healthy.
Bye week kind of help you take care of a few nicks and bruises here and there, I'm assuming.
Yeah, fine line, because we really kind of got back to some blocking, tackling, and we were still kind of hitting each other quite a bit. But those are the weeks you never want to have kind of an injury just by doing that stuff. But we gave him some rest too. The bye week we gave him Monday and Friday off, so I think that helped, and obviously it helps when coming off a bye week, having an opponent like Parkston that kind of kept him pretty sharp, I think, last week.
Coach, you got parents' night and senior night coming up. Can you kind of explain how you handle that?
Yeah, we went to the format of more of a senior night here, I think, about 4 or 5 years ago now. And kind of want the combination. We still like to recognize our underclassmen parents. But really, we kind of want the focus to be on our seniors, the ones that have put the time in the program and be in their last year. And so when we recognize the underclassmen, we just really kind of have them stand up and be recognized. But then we bring the seniors and the senior parents down to the main field. And I think the main purpose of that is, as I said before, it really that culmination of their entire high school career, and the focus being on them, knowing that this is their last home game and a regular season home game, and just kind of want to give them and their parents the appreciation that they deserve.
Last question: are you happy with what you're seeing out of the under teams this year? I know you don't always get to watch all the junior varsity and the middle school games, but give us a little preview of the future of winter football.
Yeah, it's kind of weird every year when we get into camp and we're looking at our first group and we're fighting for the starting spots, and we kind of look at our JV and we always have concerns like, well, I don't know how our JV's going to do this year, but they always seem to rebound and do well. And I think part of it is a numbers game. We're able to get a lot of kids to play, and I think JV wise, up here got us 18-14, but that was a really good football game. I was really proud of those guys the way that they played. Just a couple big plays that we gave up, but they played hard. Other than that, I think they got nipped by Bridgewater and Ethan in a jamboree, which is not a bad thing, but it's not a true full 40 minutes of football, 48 minutes of football that you have. So they played well, and then in the middle school, same thing. And then I will say the middle school as well. And I've only got to watch them just the one time for not that long a time actually, but really great numbers again. They're at 50, which from 6th or 8th grade is really good. So there's got to be something going right, with the numbers that good, and when you have the numbers, I really feel you're going to be competitive, and that's probably shown, and hopefully will always be that way in winter, and that's a good problem to have.
Good luck against the Trojans. We're looking forward to a great game.
All right, thanks, Bob.